Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at HBAR. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Always happy to hear from you, so why not leave us some feedback down below in the comments section. Let us know what your thoughts are on the current market conditions, whether you think we're within a new bullish phase or whether you think we have lower to come yet. Okay, so let's get into it. So there was a few things we were looking at in the last video. We're talking about the potential of getting this extension in this fifth wave to the upside here. And for the most part, it is still possible, but I don't really like the structure. I do actually think we're going to push down first, and this is going to be a corrective structure much deeper. But we'll have to see how it plays out. For as long as we hold this zone here of this 0616, we can potentially argue, we can look at this as a diagonal into here. I don't really like the structure, but it is possible. It doesn't break any rules, so that we'd be looking at it as a diagonal into there and then effectively looking for this as a wave 2 retracement. But once again, I don't like this because this seems to be a 5-wave move here, so it doesn't really fit into the analysis that great. But if we do start to actually push up here and take these high points and we get a bigger move to the upside, effectively what I would be looking for is something like this to play out, where this is a wave 2, and then basically we wouldn't really want to go much lower than we've already come, because this is 0.854, I think, retracement. Yeah, so we've already come down to the 0.854, so continuing to show weakness at these highs and continuing to move down deep would actually incline me to believe we are within the more bearish option, which we'll go over shortly. But for as long as we hold this low of the 1617, effectively we can still look at the possibility of extending to the upside here. That would only be confirmed by actually moving up past this 0781 area. So it's not very likely, in my opinion, that this is playing out. And if it was, it would be hard to count this as a corrective structure unless it was basically an ABC with a really short C wave to the downside. So yeah, I don't really like the structure, but we can argue that if we did get a move up here and potentially look to target out this zone of from this current location, this 0689, then we could be looking for some bullish structure to play out here, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5, takes this high point and invalidates the more bearish scenario, and effectively that could either then just be a bigger A, a B, and a C, and then we break down, or alternatively, if we do develop good structure here and we move up past the 781, effectively we could have this play out where we still look to target out. So this target would be slightly lower if we don't get any extension within the waves. It would be here that this 823 to this 798. So this would actually be lower than we would have anticipated as a fourth wave off of this area here. This is our typical fifth wave area. So if we do actually extend up here, this would be the zone I'd be watching out, this 957 to this 0862. So that would be where we'll be looking if we do get some extension to the upside. Like I said, it's not my most likely option at this point. The problem with this is we'd have to take it as starting over here, because this wave 2 is not that big, so you know it would start to get very disproportionate if we come back down for another leg here in the fourth and then push up again. If that was the case, I would actually start looking at this potentially as an A, a B, and then looking for that C wave to the upside rather. Within this structure, like I said, basically there is the chance that we could start this as a 5-wave move, but I don't like the structure in this wave 2, so this is not my primary count. But as long as we hold this 0617 area, we could actually look for this to play out. Okay, so the other option we've been talking about is coming down in a W, X, and a Y. So like I said, as a fourth wave, it would be getting a bit big if this is playing out, unless we just complete as a zigzag here and this Y wave actually falls short of this W, but it's very untidy and I don't like it. Otherwise, we'd have to just treat this as a completed move. So where we're looking at this as incomplete, we'd have to look at this potentially as completed into this high point here. So either this would be a C wave completed, or alternatively this would be our A wave, and then we're actually looking to form a B wave. So a typical B wave location would be this 0536 to this 0424. So if we actually start to move down deeper here and grind down into this zone, it's possible that we could look to actually have another push to the upside here, and this move would then be looking at the potential of being a and a B, and then one more leg to the upside as a C, depending on where we would come into this. Effectively, we can argue that we would come potentially down to the 618. A 1-to-1 would take us up to this 1093. So none of this is confirmed yet. We need more structure, obviously, at this point. If we do break these lows, it is still possible to complete this as a WXY, but the way I'd want to see that happen is effectively, because we got 5-wave structure here, we can just count it as an impulse. But if we did move back up past this area here of this 0689, effectively then we could get something like this play out, where we have this as a wave, or this would be a W wave. We'd get this X wave, and we'd get another Y wave down for this Y wave. Alternatively, instead of looking at this as a WXY, we can look at it as an ABC, and then we have a 5-wave move down. So the 1-to-1 would be this 557 area, and that would be where we'd be looking to target out. If we're looking at this as a corrective structure within a Y wave, we'd have to look at this potentially as completed here, but though the internals are indicating we have another leg to the downside, but then we have this potentially as a 5-wave move here as well. So we can look at this as a diagonal where we come down here, and then this would be a wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and then 5. So yeah, there's a couple of ways of looking at this. But if we do actually move back up here to invalidate the 5-wave option, we're going to go over that in a second, so just bear with me. If we do move back up here, look to invalidate this additional 5th wave to the downside, effectively we could form something like this, where we look to push back up to this 50% to the 786 in a corrective structure, so an A, B, and a C, and then we'd look to actually break down for that Y wave. If we did move up towards the 618 zone, we would then be looking potentially for an area of this 1-to-1, which would be down here at this 0597. So this could then complete this WXY, and this could just be a bigger corrective structure, where this is the start of it as an A wave. We move back up for a B wave, and then we look to progress back down for a C wave. So we need a bit more time with these structures, but basically that would be what we are looking for. The other way of looking at this is looking at it as a 5-wave down from this point. And I'm going to remove this WXY. So this would be rather looking for the fact that instead of forming a WXY, we're forming a ABC. It is possible that we can form this 5-wave move, retrace up, and then form a Y wave, and this would be an A, a B, and a C for that Y wave, but for the time being, we don't have that information. So the way I'm looking at this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3 into this low point. So I'm looking at this still as a 4th wave, and this at the moment here we've come up to this 382, which is the bottom of this red box. The top end of this box is the 50%, and we wouldn't expect it to go much higher than that. If we do go much higher than that, then we would have a couple of options which we will go over, but basically I'm still anticipating this move down to this 0620 to this 0609 area. And if we do get this move down like this, effectively what we'd have to do is look for this 4th wave correction again, and this would be this 0660 to this 0636. That would be after completing this push down into this green box. If we do get this as an additional 4th and a 5th, effectively then we would be looking to push down to this 0602 to this 0588 area. So invalidation of this blue 4th wave here would actually be pushing up past this 0698 area, which would be crossing that wave 1. However, let's have a look here. Yeah, that would also be hitting the impulsive trigger. So we'd be looking at that as a 5-wave move if it does move up that high. So yeah, we just got to give it a bit of time there and see. If we do continue to get rejected here, we'd have to be arguing that we've got this as an A wave, we're forming a B wave, and we're going to get another push up here for this C wave for this 4th, potentially looking to target out the top end of this and challenge this area. and then look to break down, or alternatively we could actually already be starting to break down, where we are forming this as a diagonal within here, and this is a 1. We'll come back up for a 2, and then we're going to break for that 3, 4, and a 5 to the downside. If we do come back into this zone and we're looking at this move like this, a move down towards the 627 area could confirm this if we retrace up to this area here of this previous high point here. Alternatively, this one down here would take us a bit closer, which would actually look for this target zone in my opinion, and then we'd get these additional waves. So this is the primary expectation for me at the moment. I am anticipating that we're going to be coming down here. I've been talking about this green box area for a while now. If we do, however, start to rally and we hold this here, effectively then what we'd be looking for is this target zone here. The actual wave structure would give us better indication closer to the time, but until we had more information, this would be my primary assumption, is that we're actually going to be looking to move up into this zone if we break to the upside and we take this high point. For as long as we don't take this high point of the 711, the bearish scenario is still my preferred count, where we're actually going to see this continuation to the downside. So one thing I want to talk about in here is the fact that potentially we can count this slightly different, where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So we could only get one more push down. So that's why I said we need to see whether we get this fourth wave and fifth wave play out after we get this push to the downside. If we don't push down here and instead we push up, I'd be cautious around this 0688 area to this 0665 zone. This could give us further rejection, and we could then look at this potentially as an additional 1 and 2, in which case we'd be looking for a much deeper breakdown at that point. Obviously, invalidation of that would come by crossing the high point here at 0707. But if we did move up into here, face rejection has started to form 5-wave structure to the downside, it would be possible that we could actually be looking to target out much deeper into this and get into this green box area. So like I said, that 1-to-1 is this 0557, but we could extend out if we're looking at this as an A, B, and a C to the downside. So we could see this go past that. If we do actually exceed that 1-to-1, what I would be looking for then is, if I come up here into this high point, potentially this 1382 could be an interesting zone, because that's a 0.618 retracement. So if we do actually look to extend further down, this would be an interesting zone to see if we find support there. If we fail to find support, then it could be the fact that we are actually looking to break down one more time, and we're actually going to continue with this bear market. So until we start this move down here, it's not really, there's a lot of scenarios. It could be a diagonal, it could be a bigger 5-wave move that just isn't completed. So we'll start to go over more of the macro stuff once we get down there. But for the time being, as long as we're above this support zone, and as long as we are above this 0356, there is still bullish potential. Once these waves start to indicate that that is invalidated, then we would obviously switch to our more bearish count at that point. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. We're always happy to hear from you. In the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It's free to join. Once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff, and we'll be happy to help you out with everything you may need. Also in the description below, you'll find a link to the BYBIT and the Prime XBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis for our trading, whether that's spot or leverage trading. Really is great exchanges to use. So why not have a look? If you don't have an account already, using the affiliate link helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care out there.